She quit her job and wrote history. The story of Mala Gaonkar that shook Wall Street. Just imagine the shining buildings of Wall Street, trading screens flashing billions of dollars, and the giants sitting there whose decisions move markets across the world. In that very crowd, one name worked quietly for years. No noise, no headlines. Then suddenly, one day that same name stuns everyone. Just 3 years after quitting her job, she creates stock market history that feels almost unbelievable. 54,000 crore in just 3 years. The question arises, was this luck or a way of thinking the world recognized too late? And who exactly is Mala Gaonkar, the woman who rewrote the rules of a male-dominated hedge fund industry? This story isn't just about money. It's about patience, the power of data, and that moment when someone leaves their comfort zone and embraces uncertainty. Today, Mala Gaonkar's name is counted among the fastest-growing hedge funds in the world. But this is not overnight success. Behind it lie 2 decades of hard work, mistakes, learning, and one decision that shook Wall Street's mindset. Mala Gaonkar is an American businesswoman and investor. She was born in the United States, but raised in India, especially in Bengaluru. This is the city where engineering and mathematics feel like they're in the air. From a young age, her relationship with numbers was different. While other children memorized formulas in school, Mala asked questions. Why does this work? That curiosity later became her greatest strength. Her education and early career brought her back to the US, where she stepped into the world of finance. Entry into Wall Street is never easy, especially if you're a woman, and that too at a time when hedge funds were almost entirely male-dominated. But Mala Gaonkar never built her identity around gender. She built it around analysis, discipline, and long-term thinking. For nearly 20 years, Mala Gaonkar worked at Steve Mandel's legendary investment firm, Lone Pine Capital. Lone Pine is considered a powerhouse on Wall Street. Just surviving there is a big deal. And Mala didn't just survive. She kept moving ahead. Gradually, she became one of the firm's 3 portfolio managers, managing billions of dollars in assets. That means she wasn't just giving advice. She was making real money decisions that impacted global markets. And this is where the story takes an interesting turn. When everything looks perfect from the outside, high salary, power, reputation, Mala Gaonkar decided to leave Lone Pine in 2022. Naturally, questions followed. Why would someone leave such a position? On Wall Street, some even called it madness. But Mala had something else in mind. She didn't just want to manage money. She wanted to implement her own vision. In 2023, at the age of 56, Mala Gaonkar launched her own hedge fund, SurgoCap Partners. It started with $1.8 billion. That alone was a record, making it the largest hedge fund ever launched by a woman. But the real shock came afterward. In less than 3 years, SurgoCap Partners' assets under management grew to nearly $6 billion, around 54,000 crore. In the hedge fund industry, such rapid growth is considered rare. Many funds take 10 to 15 years to reach this scale. But Mala Gaonkar achieved what Wall Street calls almost impossible. So the question is, where did this money come from? Did Mala take risky gambles? Did she pour everything into tech stocks? The answer is no. SurgoCap's investment philosophy is different from most hedge funds. Mala Gaonkar placed data science and deep research at the core of her strategy. She believes markets don't run on headlines alone, but on underlying data. SurgoCap invested across sectors: technology, healthcare, consumer, industrials. But the difference was clear. Investments weren't made by chasing trends. Every decision was backed by massive data analysis. Consumer behavior, supply chains, earnings quality, management credibility. Mala's approach stayed away from short-term hype and focused on long-term conviction. Wall Street experts say timing also played a big role in SurgoCap's growth. Over the past few years, US pension funds and endowment funds started pulling capital out of private equity. They wanted hedge funds that were transparent, liquid, and capable of delivering consistent returns. SurgoCap addressed this need perfectly. Mala Gaonkar's credibility mattered too. A 20-year track record at Lone Pine, witnessing crises, navigating bull and bear markets. All of this gave investors confidence. They felt this wasn't just a new fund manager, but someone who had seen it all. An interesting comparison is often made between SurgoCap and Bobby Jane's hedge fund, which launched in 2024 with $5.3 billion, and GRT firm, which managed around $7 billion the same year. But the difference is that SurgoCap achieved its growth organically and in relatively less time. The gender angle in this story is powerful on its own. Even today, the number of women managers in the hedge fund industry is extremely low. According to several reports, women-led funds account for less than 5% of global hedge fund assets. In such an environment, Mala Gaonkar's rise is not just financial success. It's also a symbol of representation. Yet Mala herself doesn't seem comfortable with this label. In her interviews, one thing is common. She repeatedly says, I don't want to be known as a woman investor. I want to be known as a good investor. Perhaps this mindset is what sets her apart from the crowd. Now think about the psychology that gave her the courage to quit her job. Most people don't take risks at their peak. But Mala Gaonkar made the leap when the cost of failure was the highest. If SurgoCap had failed, people would have said, see, leaving Lone Pine was a mistake. But success flipped that narrative completely. One big lesson comes out of this story. Markets don't reward intelligence alone. They reward patience too. Mala Gaonkar spent 20 years quietly learning, observing, seeing mistakes, and understanding systems. And when she finally stepped out, she did so fully prepared. Today, SurgoCap is known not just for returns, but also for its disciplined culture. There's no flashy trading. Calm decision-making is valued instead. That's why investors often call it a boring but brilliant fund. Now the question is this success sustainable? In the hedge fund industry, 1 year's performance doesn't mean much. But SurgoCap's consistent growth and diversified strategy suggest this isn't just a lucky streak. Mala Gaonkar herself has said multiple times that her focus is on capital preservation, not just aggressive growth. The India connection in this story is also special. Raised in Bengaluru, Mala Gaonkar's journey is becoming an inspiration for many young Indians, especially those who believe global finance is only for Ivy League graduates and Wall Street elites. Mala's story shows that background doesn't matter. Mindset does. Curiosity, discipline, and long-term thinking are tools that work in any market. When people hear that someone made 54,000 crore in 3 years, their first reaction is disbelief. But when you peel back the layers, you realize this isn't an overnight miracle. It's the result of decades of preparation. And perhaps that's the biggest twist of this story. Real success doesn't come when you're in the spotlight. Real success comes when you're quietly preparing yourself for the moment the world later calls sudden success. Mala Gaonkar didn't just make money. She delivered a message that starting late is not a weakness. Launching a new hedge fund at 56 and making history proves that the right time is when you are ready. So the next time someone says it's too late now, just remember this name, Mala Gaonkar. Because some people don't just enter the market, they change the way the market thinks.
Taught you something new. Do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.